Okay, guys, let's look at the last problem of this lesson called representing percent increase and decrease using equations. Okay, so if you look at these problems and if you read quietly to yourself, you will recognize that these are problems from a previous lesson. Okay, so let's look at number 1. It says the gas tank in Dad's car holds 12 gallons. The gas tank in Mom's truck holds 50% more than that. How much does that truck tanks hold? Or how much does the truck's tank hold? Explain why the situation can be represented by the equation 1.5 times 12 equals T. Make sure that you explain what does T represent. Okay? So, this is referring back to the double number line lesson, hence why there's this image above the question. Okay, now if you need the double number line graph, you could write this down on your paper. If not, you don't have to. But it's saying that it's holding 50% more than that. Now, what this is recognizing is that 12 is the 100%. Okay, and if it's saying that it's 50% more, that means that the decimal value for the percentage would be 1.5 or 1 and 50 hundredths. Okay, it's the same value. I mean, the 0 is just really a placeholder. You really don't need it as such. This is why this popped up. Okay, now what's going on with this equation is that we're multiplying that percent times the original amount, which is 12, in order to figure out what do you think that T is going to represent. What are we trying to figure out? T is representing the amount of gallons of gas that the truck can hold. The amount of gas Mom's truck can hold. Okay? If you have any questions on that, always feel free to rewind this video or to visit your Gap Manager's Google Meet session, or even visit this double number line question that we talked about in a previous lesson. Okay? Now let's look at number 2. Number 2 is asking us to create equations for this situation. All right. So for part A, it says a movie theater decreased the size of its popcorn bag by 20%. And the original amount of popcorn is 15 cups. So how much does the new bag hold? Now, if it's decreased by 20%, we're actually subtracting 100 minus 20%, which would give me 80%. 80% as a decimal would be 0.8 or 0.80. Okay? So, if I wanted to represent that in the equation, it would be 0.8 times the original amount, which is 15. What equals, let's put P for popcorn. And we're going to put a semicolon. This is not a J. This is a semicolon. And the P is going to represent the new amount of popcorn. That the bag can hold. Okay? Now let's look at part B. Part B says a 25% discount. And remember, a discount is the same as a decrease because discounts and coupons actually take away from the original price. Okay? So what it's saying is, what was the price beforehand? Now, think about it, right? Whenever it gives us the original amount, we multiply it, correct? But this time, it's not giving us the original amount. It's giving us that after the discount, the price was $12. So instead of multiplying, we're going to actually divide. But we need to figure out, well, what is 25% discounted off? So 100 minus 25 is 75%. All right, 75% as a decimal is 0.75. So 0.75 are, we'll put it like this because order matters when it comes to division. So we're going to put 12 divided by 0.75, and it should give us the price before, which let's put, we're talking about a t-shirt, so let's put a T for t-shirt, and we're going to say that T represents the original price of the t-shirt. Okay. So now we're going to look at the next one. It says, compared to last year's price, the population of Boomtown has increased by 25%. The population is now 6,600. Now, just like this, even though it's a percent increase, the original amount is still missing. All right, but instead of subtracting that 25%, we're going to add it, which would give me 1 and 25 hundredths, because keep in mind that 100% is equal to 0.01, is 1.00, which is equivalent to 1. And if this is a 25% increase, we're just adding 0.25 to 100, which would be 125. Now, I would want to divide this amount divided by 1 and 25 hundredths. Why? Because we multiply to figure out when we know the original price, but in this case, we don't know the original price. Okay? All right. And which we could use what? We could use P for population. All right. And we could say P is equal to the original population from last year, or population from last year. All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much it for today's lesson. Keep in mind our friendly reminders to make sure you complete all of your Google assignments for today's lesson. If you have a question about this lesson, save your questions and ask on Monday in your manager's Google Meet session. All right, guys. I'll see you guys next week, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye, guys.